Hottie on Lex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright. Um, can I scrap these? Just trying to unload my stuff. Before I try to head back out. Where did I put my weapons? I guess I didn't keep any weapons yet. Just I've got this Molotov that I don't particularly use. My bullets are in there though, so you can keep the gas. Just take these bones. You should get this fat. You need fuel. All right, we gotta go down and get some wood. I don't have a good close by spot for wood. Crazy. Well, I finished Lost in Space. Season 3 came out a couple weeks ago. It's good. I think it's pretty good. It's a little more action movie like than I usually like my sci-fi to be. I mean, I like action in my movie, don't get me wrong. But I also like it to be a little more deep in theme. Uh, and, you know, this one was basically... I mean, spoilers. It's robots programmed to kill, find humans, go to Earth, crash ship. Humans use engine from robot ship to travel. Robots find humans, want ship or want engine back. Mini war ensues. That's basically 3 seasons of Lost in Space. It was good. Special effects are good. It's a little more, I want to say episodic than I prefer, but it definitely jumps around a bit more than I prefer. It's still pretty good. You know, even the little tiny things I wished had been better, it's still a pretty good watch. I'm sure, you know, millions of reviewers completely disagree with me because I've noticed that my opinions do not normally match the status quo, apparently. I'm still a little bitter over Cowboy Bebop. I mean, one of my friends does not like the new live-action Cowboy Bebop because they gave one of the characters speaking parts. He barely watched like 2 episodes, and because Julia, the love interest, has an actual part in the show now, he doesn't like it. They basically took a pair of people who only show up for like 4 out of 26 episodes. I'll admit they're, you know, major important to the to what happens in the show, but they're not an ongoing part of the show either. And like they're important in those moments, and they're important to the backstory that you never really learn about. Um, it's just hinted at, but yeah. So they gave them a bigger role in the show. Apparently, that was game ending for everyone. Um, I saw a comment on a review I watched that said that they didn't like the new show because the story was all over the place and the anime that it's based on had a much tighter storyline. But the episodes are basically the episodes from the show that I remember. So I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. This is like the oh look, they got a little produce stand here. Nice. That's some nice melons and produce I found there. A couple of bottles of plastic. Um, but yeah, because I had watched season one of the Last Airbender, and then I watched the movie. Um, and I personally didn't like the Last Airbender, but it was too. I don't look at that combine. That's new. I don't care for Aang. I just he's too self-centered for my taste. Uh, I don't dislike my heroes to doubt themselves, but he's so like he doesn't care what other people have for customs, and that offends me for some reason. Uh, uh, that's cool. It's just made out of the blocks that we already have, but it looks pretty accurate. That's fun. I mean, you wouldn't use a combine. I guess maybe you would, but this seems awful small of an area to need a combine. Middle of town. Um, but yeah, like if you want examples of what I'm saying about Aang, I can think off two off top of my head. One is there's a episode where they have a I think it's a goldfish, a sacred goldfish, and as soon as he sees it, he's like, "I'm gonna ride that goldfish," and I'm just like, "It's their sacred goldfish. I don't think they probably want you touching their sacred goldfish." And then like every time there's something like that, he's like, "I'm gonna ride it." And then the one that made me the angriest, and it's even a stupid reason, I'll admit it. I can't for some reason in my head get past it. But there's an episode where they have to lead these people through the desert, and he tells this dumb lie about how he was there when their ancestors disagreed with each other over a soccer game. Uh, and so he didn't get them to work together. He lied and tricked them. And I'm just like, how can you be the the great hero if you're just going to treat people's beliefs that way? Uh, he didn't even know their ancestors. It was just he didn't have time to be bothered with getting them to work together, and so it was just easier to tell a big fat lie and send them on their way. All right, I need to get some fuel back into my thing. Anyways, so then I watched the movie, right? I thought the movie was better than the cartoon, and the movie followed pretty closely to the cartoon. They were very similar. Some of the dialogue was identical, and a lot of the scenes were identical. The general flow of the show was the same. There was, I mean, there was less to it. Obviously, you took a whole season and condensed it down into a single movie. Um, I mean, there were some differences. I'm not saying there weren't differences, um, but I don't think the differences changed what happened in the show necessarily. Um, and this is what drives me crazy is that the differences between Avatar the cartoon and Avatar the movie is less of a difference than the difference between Wheel of Time and the Wheel of Time show, or the Dune book and the new Dune movie that everybody loves and says is just like the book. And they're not the same, and I don't have a problem that they're not the same. My problem is that everybody acts like they are the same, and it makes me think that I hallucinate my reality hardcore. I mean, we just talked about the beginning of Assassin's Creed, and what I remember and what it apparently is are way different than I remember. And uh, anyways, uh, all right, you think I got that lead? Oh, I must have already done it. Okay, now what do I need next here? Um, I need niter. Can I even make farm plots yet? I can. Okay. So I need nitrate and clay soil. So I might be able to get down here in the nighttime-ish era and get some. Other thing we did this weekend was I I've been wanting to go get my booster shot and flu shot for a while now, and I just I haven't been putting it off. I my sister wants to do it as a group, and but I'm like, okay, so let's go to the pharmacy, uh, the Rite Aid, and get it done. And well, she prefers to go to the hospital, and I'm like, okay, well then let's go to the hospital and get it done. And she's like, well, I gotta call ahead. I'm like, all right, well, call ahead and get it done, and then nothing. And then I'm like, we still need to go do this, and she's like, yep, I'll call first thing. Doesn't get done. Uh, and so I've been about a month. I had to wait till November for my shot to get to its 6 month point. I am digging up sand. I want clay. I'm digging the wrong area. And and then on top of that, of course, my furnace is still broken a month later. Uh, I think I told that story. I'm still very irritated. Uh, like, you don't gotta lie to me. If your supplier's not getting back to you with prices, you can tell me my supplier's not getting back to me with prices. Um, but for 3 weeks, 3 weeks, the people we hired, who are the people who installed the furnace, have told me the furnace or the parts were on back order for 3 weeks. Some variation of either there's a problem with shipping, the one guy told me, uh, things are on 5-day back order. They should be coming in at the end of the week, early next week. All of that, and then 3 weeks go by, and I'm like, hey, parts. Every week I call parts. And the dude's like, well, they're closed. I'll call them first thing tomorrow. And then that's on Thursday. And then on Tuesday, he calls back and he goes, all right, so I got your prices here, and I put them into an invoice, and I'll send that out to you to your email, and you can look it over and then let us know what you think. I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, and as soon as you approve the invoice and we get like half down, then we can order the parts and then get out there. What do you mean, order the parts? You've been telling me for 3 weeks that you already ordered the parts. So now it's a month with no heat. I mean, we've got electric heaters, but no normal heat, no hot water. Heating up water on the stove to do things like wash up or uh, dishes is not my idea of a good time. And, or in the microwave as I usually do. But yes, it's frustrating. But yeah, so we finally, I got sidetracked. So I kind of been waiting for them because I didn't want to make an appointment and then be gone when they called, right? Um, and I had plenty of time, that's for sure. And then uh, so I'm like, all right, here's the deal. I said yesterday morning, I'm like, I'm going to get my shots today. You can go with, or I can go by myself. And so like, oh no, we'll go. Let me call. Where do you want to go? I'm like, Rite Aid still, because it's the closest, easiest place to get to. Uh, and then she makes a face, because her information's on file at the hospital, and she'll have to fill out one piece of paper if we go to Rite Aid. And so so yeah, she called over there about setting up a schedule, and the woman answers, and she's like, "Oh, well, we don't schedule here. You have to go online to do that, and we'd prefer it if you would schedule online, but we do have an open vaccine clinic from that starts at 2 today." The thing is you go online and they've got single time slots, like one at 3, one at 3:20, one at 3:40, which would be fine if it was just me. But it wasn't. It was 5 of us. And so I don't know how they wanted someone to sign up for, and you couldn't sign up for 2 different things at the same time either. So I don't know what they thought was going to happen. So we just showed up, and uh, the pharmacist was not happy that we all showed up at the same time. Uh, I mean, what else was she gonna do? I mean, it's not like a lot of people showed up while we were there. There were 2 other people who showed up after we got there, like right after we got there, and I mean, they didn't schedule an appointment ahead of time either. So, um, but yep. So we got all that done. Uh, Boosters for 3 of us and initial shots for the kids. I just, families getting together. I wanted to get all this done early enough before Christmas here, and now it's only going to be a week. Hopefully that's enough to stop me from catching anything too major. Uh, Last year was the first year I had gotten my flu shot in forever, and last year was the first year in forever that I didn't get the flu. So I'm thinking I'm a flu shot every year kind of guy now. Alright, so that gets me clay. I don't have a lot of fat. I think that was one of the ingredients, right? No, not fat. Rotting flesh. Need 7 rotting flesh and 17 nitrate. So I've got some rotting flesh. I think my nitrate's over here, right? And I've got 18 nitrate, so I can make a thing. Can I make some forged iron? What does it take to make a pickaxe? Iron pickaxe. I can make that. Forged iron. 30 forged iron. I'm going to guess I don't have 30 forged iron worth of iron. I have 18. I got some more iron going in here, though, so we'll go ahead and get that started. And I thought my cursor was a windmill on the horizon there. I was like, ooh, I haven't seen that before. But I have seen my cursor many, many times. You know what, that storm left and now there's sunshine again. Alright, let's see. Looks like we haven't gone over this way. Ooh. I got like 1 arrow. Oh, I thought maybe he'd get hung up there. I like it better when you catch him hung up on something. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I killed a deer. The next thing to watch is going to be The Witcher. We got, what, season 2 of The Witcher out? And I have not got a chance to watch any of that yet. Watch the new Hawkeye series as well. 5 episodes of that this weekend. See, the way it works is my sister wants to hang out. And so I don't usually get a lot of time to do stuff when I should have time to do stuff. And so surprisingly, she decided she wanted to watch Hawkeye. Usually doesn't want to watch anything like that, but she watched part of, or watched the first episode, and then decided she wanted to watch the whole thing, so we watched the 5 episodes that are out. It's alright. Oh man, there's so many guys. It's slow. I don't understand. I don't understand how you go from Hawkeye in the movies or wow. Hawkeye in the movies or Black Widow pre the Black Widow movie and then make the stuff they're making now. I don't get it. They're not the same kind of characters. And and so it doesn't make any sense to me. Um, Hawkeye himself is basically what I would expect. But the show itself is super slow to get anywhere. And like the things that have happened are the kind of story I guess I would expect for Hawkeye to be embroiled in, sort of. But why is it taking so long to get anywhere? At 5 episodes, hour each, uh, and the story basically boils down to uh, rich girl Kate Bishop sees black market deal, uh, gets caught up in it, takes the Ronin costume, gets mistaken for Ronin, uh, and then it turns out that not only is her mother's new fiance involved with all the black market stuff, but so is her mother. The end. 5 episodes to get to that. I'm just like, there's so much going on with pointless backstory. I'm not saying you don't need some backstory for your characters, but does 3 of the 5 episodes basically got to be about backstory? Do I do I need that much backstory for what these characters are? I mean, they're not hanging around. Uh, I I don't get it. Could we get to the point where they, go up against the mafia and then just I feel like just because that seems like a new weapon. Just because the Black Widow movie said it, they've thrown in Yelena, who I didn't like in the first place. I don't dislike her. Let me take that back. I don't dislike her character. I don't dislike what her character is, or any of that stuff. I just don't like the Black Widow movie. I don't think it fit Black Widow at all. It should have just been. It's a lesser form of Hannah. They have the same basic storyline, uh, and I think the Hannah series is better than the Black Widow movie. Uh, and I've only seen the first season of Hannah so far. I think there's 3 out now. Um, but yeah, it's been slow, and there's not a lot of. I mean, they got stuff like he has to get his Ronin costume back from a LARPer, and they make him LARP in the park to get it back, right? Like, I get it. It's funny. He's crotchety, you know, I, but would Hawkeye do that? Is my question. Would Hawkeye decide that he would LARP rather than track down who this guy is and steal it from his apartment? I mean, I feel like Hawkeye and Black Widow were both more espionage style characters, and the Black Widow movie dumped all the espionage story from Black Widow, and the I mean, even in the Avengers movies, there's moments where she's espionage. And Hawkeye was supposed to be the same kind of thing. That's why he's, the dude in Thor who's overlooked for the secret base, because that's the kind of stuff he does. And I don't know. I don't know. It's nice I got, oh no, it's not nice. I can't do anything with forged steel, man. Leather is helpful. More bones. More nitrate, that'll be useful. I should probably keep those bullets with me if I'm going to carry this, pistol. Pistol is the word that was escaping my brain there. Well, I think this is probably... oh, look, I got enough to make me a pickaxe. Nice. That's going to help. Okay, and I want to get my mod, whatever I had on this. Let's see if I can put it on this guy. It's a new weapon for me. I've never used one of these. Alright, well, with that, I am going to call it a day. So, beware of the small things, lean to the light. I will talk to you later.